Hello there, I am Yvonne de Celis and I'm coming to you today on YDCtv. It is Saturday, October 12th, and it's about close to 10:30 in the morning. I meant to do a video yesterday and I didn't get a chance to, so I'm going to just do one quick one today. This is going to be a quick energy healing exercise video. It's partly based off of request, but it's also based on a conversation I had with someone just yesterday. I was planning on doing something else, but I'm not going to get a chance to do that. So I am going to at some point do another Reiki distance healing video. I'm just not sure when. So that will be coming up in the near future, hopefully not too distant. But for now, since the last few videos I did about waking up and energizing had a lot of tapping in it, I'm going to start off with that. But before I get started with anything else, just a word on Reiki breathing. The best way to breathe, if at all possible, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you can't, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, or you don't feel comfortable switching, or you're just really congested and you can't breathe through your nose at all, that's okay. Just breathe however is most comfortable for you, but you want to make sure you have a focus on your breathing. So the best thing to do, regardless of whether you're doing nose or mouth breathing, is when you inhale, your tongue should be touching the roof of your mouth. And if you want to know exactly where to position it, it should be touching the roof of your mouth. You can feel it up against your teeth, the back of your teeth. And then when you exhale, let your tongue drop. That helps your brain focus on your breathing, and it also helps keep you hydrated. So all that said, I'm going to show you a couple of tapping things you can do, and also just one word of caution. When I talk about tapping, I talk about EFT, which I have learned as Emotional Freedom Technique by Nick Ortner from his school, the School of Tapping. I've also learned tapping through Donna Eden, her energy healing book. She's got a book on energy healing or energy medicine. She's amazing. She does do a lot of tapping. The word of caution is one of the taps is right under the spleen, right underneath her pecs, about parallel to where the nipple would be. One of the taps she recommends is tapping the spleen meridian points. My word of caution about this is if you're prone to back spasms or you have really bad back problems, if you hit this spot too hard, you might unwittingly give yourself back spasms. I spoke to someone who did actually give himself back spasms. They weren't just tapping here, though, they were also tapping out to the sides. One of the energy medicine exercises I've learned via Donna Eden is this: if you tap the spleen meridian points, and when I say tap, I usually say tap really deeply, like tough love tapping. So in other words, if you went to someone else and you started doing this to them, they would want to know what the heck you were doing, because it almost feels like hitting. You don't want to do that down here at the spleen meridian points. You just want to lightly tap. And if you do this about 13 times every single day and then switch out, and again, don't do this if you have back problems, but then she goes out about an inch to the sides and she does it here too. And again, you do not want to tap these points over vigorously, especially if you are prone to back pain, because you don't want to accidentally give yourself back spasms. The nice thing about tapping the spleen meridian points, back spasms, if you're tapping the spleen meridian points and then you go out to the side and do this, one of the nice things that tapping can do is it can help you if you've got stubborn weight that you just can't get rid of. Your metabolism's probably not speedy enough. You want to get your metabolism going and speed it up. Tapping the spleen meridian points can help get the metabolism in gear, and it can also speed your metabolism up. So this is a good way to lose weight. Stubborn weight that just won't move. But again, if you have back pain problems, I would not recommend doing that. So that's one of the taps, and that's one of the taps that'll help with losing weight, losing really stubborn weight. Another thing you can do is you can put your hands right at the sides of your torso, right underneath the pecs, under the torso, and you can just breathe in and then just push and force that energy, excess weight, whatever it is that you're trying to get rid of, away. I would say stand near a window, stand with a garbage can next to you. You don't want to be bringing that negativity into anybody else. You don't want to be forcing it onto anyone in front of you. So just make sure there's no one in front of you or nobody in front of you. And if you want, even underneath you may not be a good idea. If you're really looking for a safe place to put any of your negative energy, the best thing to do is go in front of a window And again, just put your hands underneath your pecs, the sides of your torso. Breathe in, go to the window, breathe out, and push that negativity or badness in front of you towards the window. If it goes out into the air, it won't harm anyone, it'll dissipate. So that's the first thing. That was the word of caution. I don't want anyone to accidentally give themselves back spasms. I get spasms. I know how bad those can be. I would hate to find out that someone had back spasms because of something they did that I showed them. So that's my first one, is just the spleen meridian points can help you with losing weight, with getting your metabolism going, and getting rid of those stubborn pounds. The other tapping points I just want to go over one more time because I heard from somebody else who has a lot of problems, as do I, with fatigue. She found the EFT tapping to be very helpful in waking her up. So I'm going to skip those spleen meridian points. I just want to show you the other tapping points one more time. And one last time, when you do these tapping points, you can actually give yourself affirmations as you're doing them. So this is one of the tapping points, the cheekbones. You can give yourself affirmations while you're tapping these points. I do not do my affirmations aloud. I've seen Nick Ortner do his verbally, and it's probably because he's a presenter, but a lot of people do their affirmations out loud. I keep them to myself. But if I were to do my affirmations aloud, it would be something like this. I hate having MS. I can't stand it. Multiple sclerosis has really affected me under the chin, under the lower lip. I'm not going to let this condition win, though. I'm not going to let it win. I'm going to beat the MS. The MS doesn't have me. I might have it, but it doesn't have me. Also, skin right between the upper lip and the nose. You can tap there. So under the lips and over them, between the mouth and the nose. Back to the cheeks. Into the sides of your eyes. You can tap there. I'm not going to let the fibro get to me. It's just irritating to have these conditions, but I'm not going to let them stop me. Also, you can, when you're doing this part, the eyebrows, you can do the outside edge or the inside edge of the eyebrows, and you can tap them both at the same time, or you can just do one side if that feels more comfortable. As with energy medicine or energy healing, tapping is the same. You want to do what feels right. If it feels forced or it feels painful or it doesn't feel right, it means you're not properly benefiting from it. You want to make sure you're doing it regularly, and it should feel right. Tapping the very top of the head, right in the center point at the top. Sorry, I'm not being very good about keeping these verbal affirmations going. I'm just not used to doing them out loud. So again, for the head points, it's underneath the lips, right at the chin, the space between your mouth and your nose, the cheeks, sides of the eyes, outside corners, outside of the eyebrow or the inside. You can do, again, both at the same time. You can do top of the head. You can also do the karate chop. This is one of my favorites, actually. Just the side of the hand, other 4 fingers, just tap them against, and also underneath the arm. And last but not least, this is part of Donna Eden's daily routine. Part of what she does is the 3 thumps. What you first want to do is find your K27 points. And the easiest way to do that is to trace your collarbone from the back to the front. Sorry about that if I bumped the microphone. You want to trace it right to the front where it almost meets, and then just drop your finger down and out about an inch. You just want to kind of dig around and feel for these 2 little soft spots. Most people have 2 little dimples or 2 little soft spots. Right where the collarbone meets, again down about an inch and out. You should be able to feel 2 little dimples, those little soft spots. You can tap those. I usually tap the K27 points with my index finger and my middle finger. But you can do index finger too if you want. You can do the little 3-finger pinch, which is index finger, middle finger, and thumb. That's another one that people prefer to do sometimes, is 3 fingers. And the thymus, right at the center of your chest. You can use your fist, you can punch it this way, you can do the Tarzan tap. That can be very invigorating. This last one, the Tarzan tap or the thymus thump, is very good for breathing problems. If you find yourself running out of air, the thymus gland, as we get older, it shrinks, and it it's harder to fill it with oxygen. So doing the thymus thumb can actually free up the gland, which can make breathing easier. If you've run a long way and you're just out of breath and you have a hard time catching your breath, try the thymus thumb for that too. It's really good for waking up, but it's also really good for catching your breath. I unfortunately have to go. I will be back in about a week. I may do another walk and talk video in the next few days if I'm able. The tree park near where I live, it looks really gorgeous right now. It's got the autumn color scheme going and it looks fantastic. If I have time to do a video there, I will. Otherwise, I will be doing another energy healing video as soon as I can. So, as always, namaste.